don't ride for nobody, no badge, no crew. Truth don't play favors, it just come through. I don't take sides, I take time and review. So to put it, let the context break through. If you clean, that stamp stay true.
In Minneapolis, a man was shot by ICE agents, and internet and the world kind of, well, America anyway, people in Minneapolis at minimum, are kind of up in arms about it. They're calling it unjustified on one side, and they're calling it justified on the other side. And those in the middle say, we don't know what the hell actually happened, but he is indeed no longer here. Now, we're going to watch a couple of video footage pieces and see exactly if we can extrapolate what happened. However, again, things are still divided as to what exactly happened in this situation. We're going to tell you, of course, the viewer discretion would be advised on this one. If, however, you have something to say about it, please make sure you leave them comments down below. The man was 37 years old, and this is the footage that we have and coverage.
Chris Hrabsky joining us now to talk a little bit more about the video. We have been also requesting Republican response, and we do have a statement from Tom Emmer, which we will get to you shortly. But let's talk about this video that you've been watching. You've been going over it.
Yes.
What can you tell us?
Well, we're gonna see it together. Okay, so this is the video that has been going around social media. It appears to be the correct location at the correct time posted today. We verified that much. We want to show you, and there's other videos that show the same person at the same time. So that's why we feel like this is authenticated and we're able to air it right now. We're going to pause it right before the shot of this man going limp, but we're going to watch it several times here and show you exactly what we're seeing on this video. This video starts with federal agents trying to detain a man who's in like a khaki colored sort of jacket and pants.
Pause right there. We're going to be taking a look in a bit at this man right here. If you can see my cursor, this guy, you see the little guy with the blue piece of the shirt under here? The guy right behind him, this guy. We'll see what he did in a minute. Well, longer than a minute. In a bit, we'll see what he did.
The man can be seen when we re-rack this, you'll see it. The man can be seen on his knees on the ground with two agents on top of him trying to detain him. It's unclear if these agents know this man is armed. It's unclear.
Watch him again.
The man threatened them in any way. We don't know any of that. What I can tell you is that these agents are aggressively on top of this man. And a third, what appears to be an agent, with a tan-colored coat and jeans, we're going to keep watching this, walks over to the scene. Watch this guy with the coat on here. He has nothing, it doesn't appear he has anything in his hand until he reaches down and tries to help detain this guy. There are clear, more zoomed in videos where I can tell you that right here, that person walks away with a gun in his right hand, which would be on the left side of the screen. That person in that tan jacket spins away with a gun in his right hand with closer imaging that you can see. Is it the man on the ground's gun? Unclear.
How is it? We'll go on show a little bit more detail in a bit, okay, to show how I consider this disingenuous on his part. Okay, we'll see in a second.
Know whose it is, but it is at that point when it freezes is when we hear the gunshot. Okay, and we don't know where. Right here, we know there's a gun in the hand of that man right there. Again, is it the person on the ground's gun? Unclear. Is it an agent's gun? Unclear. But this moment right here is when a shot is fired. The person shooting the video then swears and says, "Oh my, they just shot him." And then you hear a series of more gunshots. There's about, call it 3 seconds in between the first shot and what appears to be a rally of other shots. I can't read anything else into this right now without other angles, without law enforcement experts, use of force experts to weigh in, because we can't make judgment.
Oh, no, you can indeed make judgments. That's far from the truth. You can indeed make a judgment. You can't say it's true, but you sure as hell can make a judgment. So we're going to show you something real quick, and I think it's pivotal to the argument, the conversation we're going to have. This is more of a slowed down and explained kind of situation. Just watch. Here comes the man into the picture. Empty hand right there. At least they're telling you everything that's going to happen here. All right, watch. It's almost like he came across and said, oh, he saw something, reacted a whole lot more twitch-like to it. Empty hand, reaches down, grabs, and reaches into the side here. His hand is right here. See it right there? Okay. And as he pulls it out and away, it seems that the guy on the ground says OS and tries to reach for said gun and where it was. Look again. You'll see him go away and watch again. You'll see him right there. Pulls away after he gets the gun off of him. So you can indeed make an assessment. We're not saying it's exactly what happened, but we have 2 eyes. Some of us wear 4. On occasion, I do wear 4. Justified? Don't know yet. But can you say that he was unarmed? No. So first, let's go through exactly what was taking place, shall we? Okay. So there is such a thing as immigration law. Are we aware of that? Okay. So when we say immigration law, it means that there are people that enforce the law of immigration. Okay. So when people break said laws, they are now guilty of breaking a law, making them liable to be arrested and sent to a place that they came from because you broke the law. Now, when you manage to break the law and infiltrate the country, then we have to now come after you to extract you from where you're hiding, staying, residing, trying to live illegally, and take you out, albeit against your will, because obviously you don't want to go. But guess what? You broke the law. And we take you out and send you back. Now, by the letter of the law, ICE agents are within their purview to do just that. Here's the kicker, though. If you, as an American citizen, want to interfere with that operation where you feel like you should stop it, guess what? You might encounter some resistance from ICE agents, considering that you are now impeding their job legally. Now, suppose you decide to add a caveat to that by, say, adding a weapon to your interaction. That would make 2 things wrong. 1, you are now interfering with the investigation and the arrest by means that's also illegal. And you could end up in a situation where you're no longer among the living. Because let's be honest, they're probably a lot better trained than the average citizen when it comes to firearms. Secondarily, you probably shouldn't be in their way with firearms trying to stop them from doing a legal job. How did we get to this place where we're involving ourselves in the removal of people doing their jobs legally? I don't know. Now we're stopping police officers and stopping ICE agents from doing what they're actually hired to do by the letter of the law because feelings. Well, this man is no longer doing either one of those things, interfering or feeling. So let's go back to the news report and see what exactly they've been able to figure out now that we've told you and shown you what exactly was taking place, shall we? All right, let's find out.
But that is precisely what this shows. People online are wondering if the man was disarmed before he was shot to death. I can't answer that question. This video doesn't answer that question, but that is the big question that people are asking online, and that has gotten people so upset.
And what?
There, by the way, there is another video out there with one of the ICE agents asking, where's the gun? Where's the gun? When he does finally pull away, in that instant, right as you're watching right there, one of the agents says, where's the gun? Which they probably saw beforehand, but since we don't have footage yet, which will probably belong to the lady in the red, more than likely, you'll probably end up seeing that footage surface, probably against her will, because if it does show what we think it might show, she probably won't want to show it. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, if she does have that footage, then we'll have a little bit clearer understanding. But please understand that the agents were in the supposition, seemingly, allegedly, that he still had a weapon when he pulled away and tried to, seemingly, reach for where the gun was, seemingly. Okay.
Thing I'm wondering as I look at that as well is this is an area with so many businesses. I'm wondering if any of their security cameras caught this from other angles that authorities will eventually be able to determine.
Absolutely, they all have.
There's also what appears to be a woman in the red jacket. You see that right there, about 6 feet from this happening?
She looks like she's got really close shooting
camera.
video.
Incredibly important video. There's another video that's going around of the man who's on the ground who was shot. Call it a minute or so before this went down. And that video shows somebody driving past the area, and the guy who's on the ground is actually just like a precursor to this, standing up, talking, dialoguing with an agent. And it doesn't look that tense, and there's no pushing.
Have we confirmed that yet? Can we show that yet?
No, we have not gotten that confirmed yet, but it's going around. It appears to be the same person. So what's difficult, obviously, with social media, our job is to verify facts, and it's super hard.
I'm trying not to put too much of a political bias on this, but you do? If that's true, then y'all probably need to practice a little more. I'm just a little more of the gathering of facts. I mean, you practice, because there's room for improvement. Let's put it like that.
And things suddenly go viral, and we don't know who shot it, and we can't authenticate exactly everything that you see on social media. We have to be careful.
Well, let's remind people what DHS is saying, what they've released about the situation. DHS says at 9:05 a.m. Central Time, DHS law enforcement officers were conducting a targeted operation in Minneapolis against an illegal alien wanted for violent assault. An individual approached U.S. Border Patrol officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. They show the picture of it. The officers attempted to disarm the suspect, but the armed suspect violently resisted. More details on the armed struggle are forthcoming. Fearing for his life and the lives and safety of fellow officers, an agent fired defensive shots. Medics on the scene immediately delivered medical aid to the subject, but was pronounced dead at the scene. The suspect also had 2 magazines and no ID. This looks like a situation where an individual wanted to do maximum damage and massacre law enforcement. About 200 rioters arrived at the scene and began to obstruct and assault law enforcement on the scene. Crowd control measures were deployed for the safety of the public and law enforcement. The situation is evolving. More information forthcoming. We want to point out that Chief Brian O'Hara says that this man is a citizen of the city, 37-year-old white male who is a lawful gun owner and did have a permit to carry.
So what? You have a permit to carry, no doubt. No, hey, look, that's good. Carry all you want. However, if what they're saying is true, if suggesting that might be a useful tool in stopping law enforcement, legal or not, you know what I'm saying? And then the more ridiculous thing is the people after you listen. Oh, my head hurts. After you done seen this brother got taken out, your infinite wisdom tells you block the streets of the men that have weaponry and are capable of firing it in the streets. I mean, for me, logic would have told me, don't. Logic would have said, you know what? They done killed Cletus over here. We're just gonna, y'all can leave. Go ahead. Hey, go ahead. And partner, I don't want to be me. No, I'm good. I'll wear red as clothing, but not as paint. Why? The logic is just not logicking, people.
So that much we do know.
And in addition, Chief O'Hara said when asked about the DHS statement, people were asking, can you confirm what DHS said? And Chief O'Hara at this point says they don't have that information. They have not been given that information.
It's also very important to point out what that press release does not say. It says that, and you correct me if I'm wrong if you want to pull it back up, it says that a man approached with a 9mm handgun. It doesn't say he had it in his hand. It doesn't say he was pointing it at officers. It just says that a man had a gun, which he has a right to do.
Okay, I'll be adult. Yes, he has the right to walk with a handgun if he legally owns it. Of course, he has the right to walk with a handgun. But did you know, just a thought, did you know that sometimes people walk with weapons like that and they attempt to intimidate by showing it in a certain way? Not brandishing necessarily, but by kind of making it visible. And your body language and statements could insinuate that you have intentions of setting a tone of, I'm not letting you do what you're here to do, and I'm willing to use something to stop you. Well, you know what is existing out there still is body cam. So I'm waiting for that to happen. And I think in order to not jump the gun, we're just saying what we see. We're just assessing it. I have no idea what his motives were. Well, I kind of do because they've kind of made their motives known, but I have no idea what he actually told the ICE officer. I have no idea what he did prior to or after, and I have no idea what was being said to him while he was on the ground. So I'll wait to hear that portion of it. But please don't act so stupid as to think that someone coming up to you with a weapon, whether legal or illegal, since you don't know, because hear me out, it's just some random dude walking up to ICE agents with a gun. Are we this remedial in society anymore? I'm just supposed to assume, considering what's been going on, that's legal. Don't worry about it. It's all good. Hey, no, it's all good. Trust me. And not only that, I know he's a citizen. This kind of crap hurts my head. Anyway, finish up.
It doesn't say that he actually threatened them with it, but it does say at the end, their hyperbole is that he was intending on harming as many officers as possible, which no one can prove at this point from what we've seen.
And Chris Rapp.
People, little word of advice. Let them do their job. It is legal for them to be there, whether you like it or not, whether you agree or disagree. Legality says they can be there, and there are people they're arresting who shouldn't be here, and their job is to remove them. You trying to be some sort of a Superman with no cape and kryptonite is only going to get your ass lit up. Instead, here's what you could do. Here's a novel thought. Use your time and resources to pool money for lawyers. How about that? Hire some immigration lawyers for them. Meet, ask ICE agents, name, cool. Get the lawyers, get it involved. Get some petition going. No? Well, I think I might know why. Maybe because you understand that there might be some nefarious actors and that you cannot put them in court because they would not be successful. But if you want to get some kudos, you can be a little bit of a rioter, because these are not protests anymore, by the way. This has become rioting. Protest would be airing your viewpoints about it and being in a disagreement with it. You say, I don't like it, I'm not standing for it, and say it. You purposefully going up into the face to intimidate or act like you can intimidate or pretend to intimidate or hope you can intimidate is asinine. And you, considering the fact that you keep saying that they kill people all the time, going up in their face, you just looking to get popped. So, hey, that's what you expect them to do. Why are you surprised? But if it's not what you expect them to do, why are you pushing them to do it? That's my word of advice for this one. I expect that when the news actually comes out, we might hear something completely different than the narrative that's been going around, especially if there are body cams that show up, street cams that show up, post and pre-cam that show up, and that lady in the red coat shows up. We might be seeing a whole different ball game, just like the last one in the same city, where once the camera showed up and they were looking at it, it was, you know what I'm saying, a whole different ball game. We might see the same thing. In any case, don't try and ram them, and please don't intimidate them. They're doing their job. And trust and believe they're more trained than you. So I don't care what kind of Rambo commando thing you think you can do. Please understand, at least minimum, there are more of them than you on the street at any one point in time. And they're probably well equipped, way more than you are. choose your battles wisely. If not, fool around and find out. Let us know what your comments are. It might be a divided stream, but hey, let us know. Agree, disagree, warranted, not warranted, murder, protection. You let us know. We look forward to your comments on this one.
One wrong move turn the present into the past. I don't ride for nobody, no badge, no crew. Truth don't play favorites, it just come through. I don't take sides, I take time and review, so to put it, let the context break through. If you clean, that stamp stay true. If you foul, that show up too. No miss, no spin, no cover up hype. Everything judge in plain sight.